Many American workers are worried about AI and potential job losses. Joining us now, Harvard professor Arthur Brooks. He is host of the Office Hours podcast, and his latest column for the Free Press is titled "Inside the Mind of an Internet Troll." Is that you?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, you did,
I'm a troll critic. I mean, I've been writing for a long time for various outlets.
Autobiographical.
No. This is just the comment sections. They are a perfect ecosystem for people who have dark triad personality characteristics. That's where narcissists go to make other people's lives miserable.
Yeah, Twitter. I see it. With all the things we now have in modern society to worry about.
Right.
Is AI, are we going to layer that over the top, job losses from AI? I guess
this is the new thing. Anything that makes any technological advance that makes us feel like we're out of control, that makes it look like something's going to come along that we can't understand entirely, that actually might take our jobs or split apart our relationships, is going to freak us out. But that's nothing new about that. We've been freaking out about something for generations. It turns out that this one is just a little bit more advanced, a little bit more down the road is the way that works. But what we can probably expect is that, there will be displacement. There will be a lot of trouble from it. But within a not too long a future, we'll figure out how to use it. And once we figure out how to use it, it's going to make our life a lot better.
So in figuring out how to use it, can the government help with guardrails, or will the free market handle it? Will there be growing pains as we try certain things and we realize they don't work? I mean, we really didn't manage social media very well with our kids.
It's just a very, very hard thing to regulate. But the thing to keep in mind is that the way that artificial intelligence works, people think that it's extremely human. It's not. The essence of humanity, the essence of what it means for us to be human, is something that occurs in the right side of our brains, the right hemisphere of our brains. That's where mystery and meaning exist. That's where love and happiness exist. The left side of our brain is analysis and engineering and technology. And what AI is really good at is helping us solve very complicated left brain problems. The problem right now is that people are using it for these right brain things. They're using it to get advice as if it were their therapist. They're using it for the girlfriend experience or to be their buddy. And that's why they feel lonelier and lonelier. When a technological phenomenon actually is used to solve your loneliness, you're going to get lonelier, is the bottom line. Just ask anybody who's gotten stuck on social media or a dating app to find the perfect partner.
Well, AI didn't replace social media, so that was my point. We're layering more and more of these potentially depressing things that cause depression or cause inadequacy or insecurity. It's hitting us from all sides.
Yeah, but if we use it wrong, that's exactly the case. Social media's promises that it would wipe out loneliness, and it made loneliness worse, of course, except for people who use it appropriately. And we're finding that younger people today are actually better at social media than people slightly older than them. My kids are 28, 26, and 23. Now, 2 of them are U.S. Marines, so they have restrictions on how they can use social media. But all of my kids use it in such a way that it doesn't make them lonelier. It doesn't cut them off from other people. And the younger you are, the more likely you are to have figured out how to use that. And that same thing will happen with AI. There can be problems getting from here to there.
Right. Well, so what is the proper way to use it then?
The proper way to use AI is to do the things that actually that employ the left side of your brain, the complicated tasks.
And then where do you go for the other side?
For the other side, you go to your family.
Go to your family.
You go to church. You actually hang out with your friends.
Dogs.
You do all the stuff that people actually find love in their lives.
Animals.
When it comes down
maybe
to
comfort.
If
food.
Dogs are your thing, absolutely. But the whole point is, look.
Well, not cats.
You know perfectly what makes you happy. I know what makes you happy is being with your family, is being with the people that you actually love. And there's no technological intermediation for that. AI will never substitute for that. The more you try, the worse it gets.
And so what do you expect at this point in terms of guardrails? What if you could design them for the government to not screw things up?
Yeah, I mean, probably we should start with what people are talking about with proper guardrails for social media and take some lessons from that. And what we're learning is that, proper age guardrails, making sure that we're not using them inside institutions where people are supposed to be talking to each other in real life.
What's your age cutoff? So Rahm Emanuel's out there saying that we should be like Australia and some other countries in Europe, 16 years old.
I think that's right to begin with, and that's Jonathan Haidt, from NYU, talks about that. I think that's the best way to do it, is to start with 16. 13 is too young. But actually, the better institutional guardrail for all these technologies is out of the schools. I mean, there shouldn't be a classroom in America from kindergarten through PhD where you're allowed to use your personal devices. You shouldn't have them in there.
But it's not just personal devices. At this point, every kid is issued a laptop from the school. And by the way, that's probably a good thing just in terms of preparing them for the way the world operates. If the first time you see a laptop is once you graduate from high school.
Yeah, but we can't actually have them hooked up to the internet. Actually, in schools. That's the biggest problem. And one of the things that John Haidt and others have shown, and many other scholars are showing, is that a lot of the other technologies, including the iPads that they were issuing just standard to students in schools, they've been very deleterious in learning. They've been really bad for fragmenting kids' attention, and we shouldn't have done it in the first place. We actually need less tech is what we need in school, even though there's going to be more tech in life. And we need these relatively tech-free zones. And by the way, the most important time to not have the devices is during lunch for kids, because that's when they're supposed to be talking to each other. We're rewiring our brains to become lonely and depressed.
But do you believe in things like the Khan Academy, right, that uses technology to try and get learning and tutors to kids who would never have access to it?
That's different than the internet, where we have unfettered access to information we didn't seek. The biggest problem
just a closed system
being bombarded by facts and information we didn't seek, which is pushing us away from mystery, meaning, love, and happiness.
Then where do you land? Do you know what the Alpha School is? Have you heard of the Alpha School?
No, tell me.
There's one in New York. There's one in Texas. I think there's a couple in California and some other places. This is a new AI-oriented school. Bill Ackman's an investor. There's been a whole bunch of attention on these schools. These are, I believe, K through 12 schools that are supposed to superpower your ability to learn. It's all AI-based. Let's say you're a third grader and you're a boy who loves basketball and Marvel comics. Instead of reading some book that they hand you, they will generate reading material at the third grade reading level, and possibly even customized reading level, depending on where you actually are. If you're better than that, it'll keep moving up. But it will tell you stories about a basketball player who happens to also be a Marvel comic character, because that's what you love, to try to get you engaged and involved in it. And apparently they say it, multiplies your ability to learn at speed. Well,
I'm willing to entertain any particular idea, but
you are in front of a computer for the most part. I mean, there are teachers in the room, but you are working by yourself with a computer for hours in the morning.
Yeah, that's problematic. That's really problematic for the brain. That's pushing us to the left hemisphere of the brain, and most of happiness and most of understanding life itself comes from the right hemisphere of the brain. Too much screen time is actually breaking our brains, is the bottom line. So you can say, good, you're going to give the kid something that's interesting so the kid will learn better. But one more thing is really important to point out. We are not Homo economicus. We don't exist so that we can learn as much as possible and become these perfect little economic agents. We actually need to learn how to live socially. We need to learn how to develop friendships. We need to learn how to love each other. And that's one of the most important things you learn in school.
I believe that. That makes sense.
I mean, that's what do you remember from school? I don't remember anything I learned. But I remember my friends.
What's that old book? Everything I need to learn about life I learned in kindergarten?
Yeah, probably before I knew how to read in the first place. But that's the whole point.
Take a nap, be kind.
Anything that is a screen that's between you and other people is going to become a problem. The basic rule is if technology is a complement to your relationships, good. If it's a substitute for your relationships, bad. That's just what it comes down to.